right, so we said we'd start at 3, so we're just gonna kind of.
3. Wait a minute. Oh,
Sorry,
Eastern.
Eastern. I'm Eastern still. I'm the only one. So we start at 12 Pacific, so we're just gonna wait a little bit longer, then wait for everybody to get in here, and then we'll get it going.
Damn, I linked this shit in my Discord now. Everyone's joining. PogChamp.
I'm gonna
Holy
copy and
crap.
paste that, except for place my name with your name.
We've got like over 100 people in here. Nice. I like it. All right, so we'll go ahead and get started here. So welcome everybody to the second Discord AMA that we've run as Shock. Thank you guys so much for all your questions. We do have Super and Sinatraa here to answer whatever you guys asked, including some of the funnier ones. Not all of them, but we'll get to as many as we can. I have a notepad here with a bunch of the questions, so yeah, we'll get started. And the first question that was asked, and unsurprisingly, there were a lot of questions about a tracer in this one, but someone was asking, who in your opinion are the best tracers, or who is the best tracer in Overwatch League, if you can narrow it down to one, other than yourself, of course, because I know both of you have nutty tracers.
True. Is that directed at both of us, or Snasha, or?
But you can both answer it, because I know it can be a matter of opinion.
Effect.
Effect's really good. Think. Well, he can't play, but fucking. Oh, can I say that word? Am I allowed to swear?
You
Let me
can
take
swear.
that out of the
You're
way.
fine.
Okay. Okay, good. I said it twice. Like, okay. Anyway. I mean, he can't even play yet, but Flower can play everything really well. I think he's gonna be a monster when New York can play him, and I also think Sabielby is really good. Them two specifically, both on New York also. So unlucky for everyone else. And Linkser actually.
Birdring.
Yeah, Birdring.
I take back effect. Birdring.
Birdring's
I don't know if
better
I
than
can
Effect.
narrow.
Yeah.
I don't know if I can narrow down the one. I think Linkser is also really good.
What about Profit? No. Birdring's better.
All right. Cool. So next question is, how did you get your start in esports? Was it just Overwatch, or was there another game that you were playing competitively beforehand?
I did Counter-Strike ESCA, and I just like started at Open, and I did good in Open, and then I went to Intermediate, did good in Intermediate, went to Main, and then Overwatch came out, and I was like, maybe I could do something in this game, and I played Overwatch. But I just basically played Main on CSGO, which is pretty good for only 3 seasons of playing. But yeah, other than that, there's nothing else.
Yeah, I played TF2, and I played also ESCA. I mean, there wasn't really an established scene like there was in CSGO for TF2. There still isn't. Like, it's kind of like if you're playing TF2 competitively, you're just doing it for fun, and you don't really think that there's anything you're gonna get out of it in terms of like esports wise. But I played on a team in TF2. Like, I was in intermediate in ESCA, so that's where I first started playing competitive video games.
Cool. So moving on to the next question, Sam from Redwood City, California asked, what are some underrated heroes right now in your opinion?
Underrated?
Underrated.
I don't think people in pubs give enough credit to Widow at the moment. Like, people run Widow in pubs, but or in ranked, but Widow is really strong, especially if she has the proper team support, and you know how to peel for her and play around her. She can hard carry a game. I mean, in the preseason, a lot of teams ran Widow, and the Widow is just hard carried because, especially when they have really good aim, you can just hit shots and get picks, and your team can capitalize off it really easily. Because you can also roll tanks with it as well. So, you headshot a D.Va or Winston, you take out 300 HP, that's half their HP. Then before you know it, you get your Tracer and other tanks diving on them, and they just burn instantly. It's pretty good. Widow's really good.
I'd say Ursa, because you can do a bunch of random shit if you coordinate well with your team. Like if you have a Tracer or a Roadhog, you could do Ursa pull into Pulse Bomb or Ursa pull into Hook, and that combo is pretty insane. The Hook Like it guarantees a hook every time, basically. So I'd say Orisa.
All right, moving on to the next question. Adrian from Atlanta is asking, which player in Overwatch League are you most excited to face?
Which specific player?
Yeah,
Or
if there's
team?
like a certain player specifically
Oh,
that you
well, for
really
me,
want to play against.
it's either
Sylvie. Go ahead, Super.
for me it's either Jake or Avaz because it's my teammates, my boys. I'll take them out real quick, just flatten them, run them over. You know how it is.
Yeah, I definitely noticed. Maybe they had the similar answer. If he was just like, I just really want to beat on all my ex Kungarna guys. It's like no
Yeah.
hate whatsoever, but I gotta take him out, show him who's boss.
Exactly. Yeah.
Do you want to elaborate on Sabielby, or are we just gonna leave it at whatever the conversation that people know?
I'll take him out.
Yeah, you'll take him
That's
out.
Take
all
him
that can be
out.
said.
That's what I like. That's what I like to hear.
Giving a good old flattening. Run him over.
All right. So next question. This is similar to what I asked before, but this can be a lot more casual. Which is from Shaheem Kopel from Texas. He's asking, what games did you guys play before Overwatch came out? And I know you guys all play RuneScape now. Has that been a thing for a long time?
Ooh, good old RuneScape.
I just started playing RuneScape again, but not the real RuneScape, just private servers, you know.
Whoa, private servers.
But I played League of Legends. I was actually I was a COD player. I was a trick shotter, and then after trick shotting, I went to competitive COD, like game battles and shit. And then I went to League of Legends, and then CS:GO, and then Overwatch.
It's funny. When I was yeah, I used to play Modern Warfare 2. That was like the big COD game I played. And then that was actually like really the only COD game that I played. Like I played a little bit of MW3 and Black Ops when they came out. Well, I played Black Ops a decent bit too, but it was mainly MW2. And then I played a lot of and then before that, like when I was even younger, I did play RuneScape quite a bit. I didn't even know what I was doing, but I had fun doing it, so you know. And now I play old school RuneScape again because it's kind of, you know, one of the best games in existence. And then obviously, like I said, I played TF2 competitively. So those 3 games, I would say.
When did you start playing TF2? Because I mean, I know you guys are both obviously on the younger side. I'm surprised that like that was
Ooh.
still like a big thing for your age at least. Super.
When did I start playing? I can check what day I downloaded it. Let me see if I can do that. How do you do that? Is that a thing you can?
I have no idea. It's probably
Does anyone
something in
know?
Steam.
Does anyone know that's a thing? Like the day you got the game?
I'm waiting to see if anybody answers in chat. Doesn't look
That's
like
not.
it.
That's
Yeah.
not a thing.
Yeah, it doesn't look
Okay.
like it's a thing.
I'm pretty sure it was like 7 years ago maybe is when I first downloaded TF2.
Nice. I know I played a lot of TF2 back in the day. Never competitive or anything like that, but it's a fun ass game.
That's a big game. I think I still have it on usual actually.
Yeah. All right. So moving on to the next question. This is a question specifically for Sinatraa, and it's like when do you decide to like? Is there a specific point in the game where you decide to like flex off of DPS to like Zarya or something, or is it like team comps or like map dependent?
To go to Zarya?
Yeah, or like any like flexing off of DPS
To
in
go
specific.
to Hog or Zarya or something?
Yeah.
Like a flex tank?
Yeah.
It's usually first or third point for not most maps, very few maps, like Kings Row, Hollywood. Kings Row, Hollywood, Numbani. Like Numbani third, Zarya's pretty good. Hollywood first and third, Zarya's pretty good. Kings Row all throughout, Zarya's pretty good. So like Tracer can't do much on Numbani third, so I just switch off to Zarya. And Winston can't do that much. Like if you get stopped in the push, then you have to just switch Ryan Zarya. So that's what I do.
Cool. All right. This is a bit of a question for both of you, since Super, I know you play basically every character, but someone's asking, what's your best tip for improving tracking?
Tracking. I think a lot of or something that a lot of people like. I mean, technically, sense is like preference, and any sense works. But I think a lot of people who have trouble with tracking or trying to get better at it is like they have a really high sensitivity, like almost unrealistic. and you should try probably lowering your sense to see if that helps, because you just get more precise aim that way. But other than that, because like I said, sense is mostly, you know, preference, but it's just a lot of it is just grinding it out and just learning how to, how people move, and then just basing your aim off that.
Just need a lot of playtime for tracking. There's nothing to it unless you're playing on like some crazy ass fucking sense. Then it might get weird. But if you're playing on a normal sense, then there's no tips. You just have to keep playing the game.
It's a grind, hard grind.
Next question is from everybody's favorite mod, Uncle Swag. And yes, Sinatraa. Have you had any long-term goals or maybe another plan for your future while you were in school, or have you always been focused on gaming?
Wait, ask that question again.
It says, like, have you had any long-term goals or maybe another plan for your future while you were in school, or have you always been focused on gaming, like esports stuff?
Always esports. Always gaming. I always wanted to be a pro in any game, to be honest. I wanted to be a pro in Counter-Strike, but Overwatch is good too.
I suppose, Super, if you want to answer that question as well, it's up in the air.
I never knew what I wanted to do. Like, out of school to college, like I didn't have any clue what I wanted to do, and like I played TF2, which didn't have an esports scene, so I never thought about going pro. But then Overwatch came out, and then obviously that happened. So, um, if I found out tomorrow, like, Overwatch League was canceled for some reason, I have no idea what I would want to do. So, I guess not really. It's just games, pretty much. I mean, basically my plan would have been like go to community college and get my prerequisites done, because I have no clue what I want to do at the moment, at least. That might change. We'll see.
All right. Next question that we'll go over is there any like strategy, like when deciding to run like rare comps? So this person cites like quad DPS or like quad tank or something like that. Like is there a certain like point where that's all where you like to run that, or is it just like kind of on the fly?
I think so. They're talking about like cheese comps, or like comps you don't see often, or
They're saying it's like unconventional comps, but like it's I think because quad DPS isn't run like in the current meta.
right.
It was always on like Hanamura or something like that. First point.
I think it's like unconventional comps like that are a combination of people not expecting them, and people not expecting them, teams not expecting it, your players being able to play the heroes well, obviously, and knowing some like secret strategy, quote, secret, obviously, who knows about it, but it's I think there's always, like, you can make almost any comp work, I believe, in Overwatch, as long as you have like the basics of like a tank, or I mean, not even a tank, but like a support. You can make almost any comp work. So I think it's just a matter of figuring out how the comp works and being able to play around it.
Yeah, what Super said. I just sent Select Tracer, I don't know.
Alright, cool. So we got a silly question here, which
Ooh,
is
silly.
who would win in a fight? Seagull's handshakes or XQC's hair?
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Hold up.
Wait, hold on. Are you pulling out the picture or what?
Wait. How does that even work? Would his hand pull out his hair? Like, I don't understand. Like, I'm pretty sure you could just scalp him. Like his handshake is, just give him a nice firm handshake. But I don't know. That's an interesting one.
Maybe it's like
I had a
which is
picture of
worse.
XCC having a bowl cut back then, but I can't find
Oh,
it.
bowl cut.
You can't do you have a
Bowl
picture of
cut.
that?
I mean, he used to have a bowl cut, and he like showed it on stream all the time. It was pretty funny.
All right. So next question, it's similar to do with tracking, but like is there any specific like practice that you would suggest for like getting better at shooting like other like tracers or mini divas? Someone was like asking, they have trouble like getting the smaller hitbox targets. Is there like something specific that you do to like make sure you can track them better?
If they like, if you see like a mini diva or like a really skinny character, don't like panic and like start shaking your crosshair everywhere. Just like don't move your crosshair at all, and then like AD strafe, like aim with your strafe keys basically. So just AD spam, don't move your crosshair, and then like obviously you're gonna miss some shots. Like that's gonna happen if they AD spam. But if you AD spam, then it's way easier to hit shots instead of like moving your mouse and panicking all over the place.
Yeah. Also, like, actually, how do I say this? Like, taking the fight with the tracer or like the diva, like trying to shoot them. Don't run away from them because you don't think you can hit the shots. Like, the only way you're gonna get better is if you put yourself in those positions. So try and take those fights with the other tracers or baby divas. You know, things that you have trouble hitting. Because if you just run away from them or think that you're not gonna hit them, so you don't bother, like it's not gonna get you better. You know.
Makes sense. All right, so next question. What originally got you both into gaming? So like you can take that as like what was your first game you ever played, or like what like was the first time where you actually were like fucking really like video games?
In my living room, on my big screen TV, on my mom's work PC, I played RuneScape for like 6
Ooh.
hours a day right when I got back from elementary school.
That's poggers.
It's the good stuff. Super, what about you?
I think the first game I actually like played regularly might have been RuneScape as well. The first video game I remember playing was was Crash Bandicoot on the PlayStation, but first game I actually hardcore like grinded or played was definitely RuneScape.
All right, moving on to the next question. I hope you guys both like are both knowledgeable enough to get this because I'm not sure. What was your favorite Power Ranger?
Okay, I have no clue. Red.
Well,
Super, did
I'll
you
be
watch
honest.
Power Rangers?
I'll be honest, not really. But
Damn.
whenever when Twitch did their marathon, the Power Rangers marathon,
Yeah,
you know, I watched that a little bit. Not gonna lie, it was quite big. Wait, I forgot the wait. Hold up. Actually, never mind. Next question.
Good try.
I forget. I forget who was who. So
I mean, you have only like 5 options in terms of which Power Ranger.
yeah, but I forget like which color. Oh, jeez.
Jeez.
Hold up. Let me think about this one. Actually, no. We might need to go to the next question. Quick.
All right, I'm gonna quick hop in here because Sleepy asked a question for Sinatraa, which is what is your favorite Twitch emote?
Chill out, Howard.
God
Thank you.
Oh,
no problem.
Hey, Sleepy. Got a quick guest appearance by Sleepy there. Alright, so next question, going back a bit to Overwatch League. What are your thoughts on the Dallas Fuel as a team? And they also want specific thoughts on Effect. I know, Sinatraa, you almost said that Effect was the best tracer.
Yeah, they're alright. Effect carries them a little bit, but
Ooh.
yeah, it's alright.
Yeah. I think Harry Hook is he's kind of a big deal. I'm not gonna lie. I'm a big fan of Harry Hook and Ships. Their supports are nasty, and obviously Effect is really good. I mean, they're all really good players, but I think their supports are probably their strongest part of the team, just because they've always been like at the top. I mean, not to say that the other players haven't been at the top too, but I think their supports to me are like the biggest standouts.
All right, cool. So next question is has to do with it's for Sinatraa. So Sinatraa, in comparison to the Overwatch World Cup, how much more prepared do you feel for the Overwatch League? Are you more or less excited?
Uh, I don't know, about the same. The World Cup is like, I don't know, to be honest. I actually don't know. I'm not more or less excited. It's just the same. I wasn't like nervous or anything. I wasn't excited. Just happy to be there and playing.
All right. So the next question uh, is, what's the most interesting play or play style you've seen while like prepping for Overwatch League? I don't know if you want to like give strats away, if they're like just like be general about something.
The most interesting strats I've seen. Well, I don't know, because I don't want to like leak scrims or other team strategies.
Wasn't there
But
one team that ran like that ran Torb in the preseason games?
maybe? I don't remember.
I think it was Soul or something like that ran Torb. I just remember that being like that was a bit of a surprise. Either way.
But I know New York has some silly strategies. New York and London have some interesting strategies that we've seen in scrims, but not gonna say
Yeah,
anything.
of course. Next question is the question they started saying like people often say that like developing team chemistry is one of the biggest challenges. Do you guys think that's true, or I guess also just like how fast did you guys feel like you clicked with the rest of the team?
You find out immediately if you click or not. It doesn't take a long time. It takes like a week. People think it like, oh, they've only been a team for a month. Like, give them time. Like, no, it should happen pretty fast.
Yeah, I don't think it's. I mean, I've never had a challenge like getting, getting clicked with a teammate in or outside the game. I think it's something that you kind of you're kind of forced to do, and if your playstyle doesn't like work around theirs, then you have to either make sacrifices or they have to make sacrifices to make each other work, because that's like the only way you're gonna win is if you guys are on the same page. So if you're not, that's really bad.
All right. So the next question it has to do with Shock as a team, which is what do you think that the San Francisco Shock bring to the table that other teams don't? AKA, like, what makes you special as a team?
Um,
Aggression. Very aggressive.
yeah, I would agree with that. That sounds about right.
Just sticking with aggression. All right, cool.
Yeah.
I definitely think we are one of the more aggressive teams in the league. So I respect that. All right, so what team in particular in Overwatch League are you most afraid of?
Afraid. I
You
don't know
can
if I'd
say
say
afraid or like, yeah, because I know Super, you're probably gonna say I'm not afraid of anybody.
I mean,
But
yeah, like saying you're afraid. I don't know if I'd say I'm afraid to like play anybody. That's kind of.
well, then who do you think are who are your top picks? We'll go there.
Who do I think are the best teams?
Yeah.
Probably, um, London, Seoul. I'd say top two.
Yeah,
And
same.
I think New York is a contender too, because Jay Jonak
Mm,
is now available and he's
same.
really good.
I'd say London and New York, not so.
Yeah, I think the Jonak is really strong. Probably the strongest player on their roster actually, and he wasn't available for the preseason because he was too young. But now that he can play, they'll be a lot better. I'm pretty sure. Just because he's a playmaker on Zen,
Yeah,
and
him and Pine.
yeah,
Pine's really fucking good too.
Pine's Widow's disgusting.
All right.
Actually disgusting.
Yeah. I love watching. I love watching some of the games of Overwatch League lately, where it's like widows are just popping off left and right. It's pretty crazy to
Yeah.
watch. Pine's
So I was
one of
saying
those.
earlier. So I was saying earlier, like Widow's so good.
Yeah.
It's disgusting, actually.
All right. So next question is from Alex from Indiana, and it's for I'll say it's for both of you. But how did you end up leaving school? And if you did, or if you didn't, how do you balance school and Overwatch League?
Wait, I said again, I was zoning out.
Just like how did you end up leaving school if you did, and if you didn't, how do you balance school and Overwatch League?
In the middle of doing school, I was like, I could either do my schoolwork or I can stream for 8 hours. So I picked streaming for 8 hours, and then my mom eventually knew that I had an F in every class, but she didn't care. So that's how I got out of it.
I'm still in. I mean, I do online school, so it's for me. Online school is a lot easier than regular school if you do it. Um, I mean, I procrastinated a lot. I eventually get it done, but it's I just think you have to make time for it. Like I'm not the best at it, but as long as you're somewhat smart about it, which probably isn't, do as I say, not as I do, but it shouldn't be too hard for you to manage if you're smart about it. That's not to say I am, but you know.
All right, cool. So this is a similar question for us, like to going back to which teams you think are the strongest, and someone's. You can tell where their bias is lies. Does anybody stand a chance against New York, London's Seoul, and
Yeah.
Dallas?
Yes.
Yeah, everyone does.
So
And,
do you think teams are pretty a lot closer than people think?
I mean, any team can win on any given day. That's how that works. Like, I mean, there are teams that are stronger than others, but to say that teams don't stand a chance is pretty um
Dumb.
well, for lack of a better word, yeah.
All right.
Just because like you know, players are good and people know how to play the game, and just because a team is more consistent or is overall better than a team doesn't mean that the other team is bad. It's just sometimes, and sometimes like teams, you have like a triangle, like a rock paper scissors, where some teams beat. It's like this is count like teams just beat teams, and then that team that lost will. It's just there's a lot to take into account. So to answer your question, yes, people stand a chance.
All right. So next question is when you were grinding countless hours in Overwatch during high school, did you ever feel like you hit a plateau at all? Did you ever have like thoughts or doubts in your own abilities? And how'd you get past?
No. That's how you start doing bad. You start to question yourself. Gotta be self-confident, you know? That's how you get good.
Every time I play, I surprise myself with my peak performance. So no.
And what line can you think for your peak performance of
Sorry.
no, I was gonna try and make you do a horrible plug
What
for
the?
Logitech.
Oh jeez. I did use a G403. It's kind of a big play.
There you go. I like it. Um, so next question. Specifically for Super. What are your expectations when you turn 18, and how would you say you stack up compared to other top tier off tanks?
Expectations for what exactly?
I guess just like coming into the league, like yeah, I know you think you're the greatest, but it's just like do you expect to just come in and just be like at the same level as like other top tier off tanks like Mano or something like that?
I mean, yeah, I think I could very easily contest for the best. That rhymes, but uh, I think I'm pretty strong at off tank, and you know, I don't think it's out of the question to say that I would, give other teams a hard time or make them play differently just because of what I think I'm capable of. So I think I'm gonna do pretty well whenever the time comes, April.
All right. So next question is, do you guys think that the changes to the SR system will help the top 500 be spread with players from more roles other than just DPS?
Wait, what new thing?
The removal of performance-based SR. Do you think it'll be like positive impact on the ladder, or like have you seen any positive impact? I guess also.
Well, it just got implemented like yesterday, 2 days ago, right? It was pretty recent
Yeah, it was.
implement.
Yeah, I
It
didn't
was
even
this
know about
Sunday.
this.
Yeah, so I don't know, cause with the old system, it like didn't promote flexing, so we'll see what happens. I'm not too familiar with how like matchmaking works or how all that stuff happens, but uh, so I can't really give any real concrete thoughts or anything like that on the subject. So I think it'll be better for the game because one chicks won't exactly get better SR gains than someone who decides to flex. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
All right. Moving on. Next question. So do you think that
Baker, you there?
yeah.
Next question.
Sorry. I had myself muted. I'm bad. So basically, this is questions about the next hero. Do you guys have any like thoughts on who would you like it to be, or what role you want it to be?
So I have no idea. I mean,
You have no
Maybe
idea
another
what you would
shield
want.
tank? I don't know.
yeah, I don't know. Maybe another support if possible. Support or tank probably
A
would be.
support that requires like tracking, you know? Like pure tracking skill.
I'm pretty
Just like
sure.
full skill to heal someone.
Yeah, honestly, like they need to take McCree but turn him into a healer. That would just be probably the best idea.
Yeah, something like that.
Just because McCree's sick, he kind of pops off.
Cool. All right. Continuing on the similar kind of thread, if you could remove one hero from Overwatch, who would it be?
Junkrat.
Mercy.
Those are the top two I would pick. That's what I
Yeah.
always say on my stream. They're kind of tied for me.
Yeah. Just because I don't know, they're neither are fun to play against. Just
We
kind
already
of a
know
bad
what Junkrat
time.
can on, bruh.
Yeah. Just I don't know, not fun at the moment.
All right. Do you think triple tank, triple support would be playable, or like what are your thoughts on like triple support comps?
In the current meta,
Yeah.
Never.
no, I don't
Okay.
think that's gonna happen.
Yeah.
Sports is just not. It
Unless you're
doesn't.
playing like Bastion or something, and you wanna like play Moira, fucking Merciana
More
or some
resent,
shit,
yeah.
some weird shit like that. But I can never see it happening.
All right. This question's a bit for Super. Did you? It has to do. There was a Wall Street Journal article posted today
Oh yeah, I saw that.
about you. How do you feel about your code name being Super?
Codename Super. It's a big one. You don't you don't get big code names like that these days.
All right. Next question is: even though you have your mains, is which hero do you enjoy playing the most? If it's not the one that you main.
Mine is Tracer or Genji. They're kind of close. So I can be aggressive and get out.
Roadhog and McCree. Those are just two pop-off heroes. They're pretty sick heroes. Like, what's not to like, honestly?
Roadhog. Yikes.
Dude, Roadhog's nasty. Sometimes you just round a corner and you take someone out.
Favorite hero though?
Yeah, dude, he's sick. And McCree, just because McCree's also. Dude, they're just pop-off heroes. I don't know.
Yeah, that's true.
Next question is, how many hours a day would you say you spend playing Overwatch?
I only play Overwatch when I stream because I don't scrim right now. So 8 for me as of right now. But later, I'm sure it'll be more.
I don't know. For me, it kind of like depends, cause some like when I play, I'll play it a lot, like at a time, at one time. But sometimes sometimes I just, I don't know, like ranked is just, I don't know if I should get into this, but it sometimes drains you. You know what I'm saying? So I would say it depends on how the day's going in the rank ladder.
If you're feeling drained or not.
Yeah, basically. But I would say at the very least a few hours a day. At the minimum.
Cool. So next question is, you can do this individually. How did you get your name, like Sinatraa and Super? Is there like a big story behind it?
Favorite rapper was Logic when I was like a trick shotter.
Nice.
And his nickname is Sinatra.
Oh fuck. That's big. My name, well, it was kind of when I played RuneScape. Like my brother played it, and then I didn't have an account, so he just made me an account, and it was Super, and then it had a bunch of numbers, and then at some point I removed the numbers, and I never decided to change my name, so I just kept it. And yeah, basically, I guess my brother made my name, and I never decided to change it. I mean.
All right, cool. Next question has to do with one of our favorite players, which is DeFran. Do you guys still think he's do you guys still think he's good enough to be in Overwatch League if he was allowed back in?
Yeah,
Yes, sir.
you guys
Fran's
kind of
still nutty as
insane.
fuck.
Kind of a big player. Makes plays, big ones at that. Like him and Raxu, I hate going against the most in ranked. Just because they're too good. They're just too good.
Yeah. All right. So continuing on, Super. I feel like you touched on this a little bit, but someone's asking, why is Widow suddenly so popular in the pro meta?
I would say a lot of it's just because of how good the Widows are. Like when your Widow hits shots and she hits them consistently, she just does so much damage and has the ability to just hard carry games, especially with a lot of these maps where the sight lines are too good and they're just really long and it's hard to initiate onto the Widow and shut her down, like maps such as Junkertown or Dorado. The sight lines that a Widow has, it's just so good, and when you know you allow a really good Widow like Pine to take a few shots on you, he's not going to miss every shot, and eventually he'll get a pick, and then that just allows your team to snowball. So, and
Yeah,
plus
for
team,
Widow,
go on.
for Widow's popping off, like you literally can't do shit to do or to shut him down. Like if he's popping off that game, he's just gonna shit on everyone. That's how Widow works.
Plus, teams have gotten so good at peeling and making space for the DPS and their supports that it just come up with the fact that these Widows don't miss. It's like GG.
Yeah.
All right. So the next question, someone wants to know your thoughts on the 2CP as a game mode.
2CP.
Garbage.
I think, yeah, I mean, not the most fun, but for some
It's
reason,
just a little too aged. Like maybe I
yeah,
don't know. Back the second spawn up a little bit. I don't fucking know how to fix that shit. That's ruined. Been trying to
yeah,
fix it since fucking season 1. Just long gone.
yeah, man, I don't know, dude. I'd like to say that I feel like it feels maybe better with those respawn timers, but there's still so many times where you're winning and you're winning and you're winning, and then your mercy gets picked and it's GG there. It's like, there's still a lot to improve on 2CP, I would say.
And I guess a follow-up question: Do you think so? You think Mercy meta has made 2CP even worse than it was before, or
Oh, Mercy's just bad for the game in her current
Yeah,
state.
because if like Mercy has Valk and she dies second point, then she can just come back. Like I don't know. If you're stalling like hard enough and your Mercy gets Valk while you guys are stalling hard enough, and then she gets the Valk off, you just win. Like the recontest, it's like just cancer.
Yeah.
2CP is just cancer with Mercy especially, and Valkyrie.
all right? So next question for both of you: How did your families react to you going pro in gaming?
Yeah, Super can answer first.
So, well, what happened? I don't know if anyone read that the article that was posted today on the Wall Street Journal. Basically, like I would stay up late and be very loud, playing with my team before we were signed, and like my parents didn't know what I was doing, so they would get pissed off at me. Like they're like, "Why are you yelling? It's like 12:30. I'm trying to sleep," and I'm like, "Okay, sorry, my bad, my bad." But I sent my dad like my NDA like the first time I got offered a contract by Hammers. That was my first org, and they were like, my dad was like, "What is this?" I'm like, "Just read it." And he read over it, and he was uh, like, "Is this a serious thing?" I'm like, "Yeah." And then he looked up, eSports on Google, and then he eventually got behind the idea. So it was a little bit of a process, but we made it. We made it.
Yeah, my parents were really happy for me because my parents wanted me to like do what I enjoyed and like basically it's my hobby to fucking game and I'm now making money off of it, so they're really happy for me.
All right, cool. I think we're probably gonna go ahead and call it there for the AMA. So thank you guys so much for your questions. I know we got to a lot of them, but not all of them. So thank you so much for that. And Super and Sinatraa, do you have any closing words that you would like to say, like thank yous or what have you?
I love you all. Try hard 7.
Uh,
Go ahead, Super.
A lot of people
God.
left after that.
I don't even. Yeah. Why not? Try hard 7. I don't know.
That's all. Just try hard 7.
Mainly.
All right.
Ooh, yeah.
So as we close this, we're gonna make an announcement that immediately after this, feel free to use the AMA channel to ask questions for our next AMA, which I will write here in the chat in just a few seconds. Sunday at 3 p.m. Pacific, we're going to have Dante and Sleepy do the same thing here. So feel free to just post your questions in the AMA channel for them immediately following this, and we'll start to gather those up, and we'll see you then. All right, thank you, everybody.
See you guys.